Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the wheels and going over everything I did. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I already mounted the wheels and I got them mounted on the car with spacers and everything else. So I'm going to be walking through everything I did, what tire size ran, and how they fit. Alright, so I have the bumper off on the car right now just because we're actually going to be selling quick releases today for the bumper. But so let's just go over the wheels really quick. So you can see here, it's a pretty good stretch. So this is a 18 by 8.5 up front and 18 by 8 in the rear. Now for tire size, it's a 205, 35, 18 all around. So it's a pretty decent stretch. What I did was, so I put the 8.5 up front only because the front is obviously gonna have slightly more stretch, and I knew I wanted to run tuck in the rear and lip to fender up front. So I think that was a good decision. Now for spacers, what I did was I went and I bought two 20mm bolt-on spacers and I put them on the front. And then I did two 5mm slip-ons. Now I did it on this side, but this side doesn't have the spacer, and you can see it doesn't stick out as far, only because I couldn't get the spacer fit. So I'm gonna try to get back on today. That way they can both be the same. Fitment definitely is pretty tight. You can't even stick I can't even stick my finger right here, and this is like barely a finger gap. Like, it's pretty tight all around. For steering, it does rub a lot, but what I did was, over time, from just steering so much over the last few days, it kind of bent itself a little, so it is creating just a slight gap, so it doesn't rub as bad, and it definitely is drivable. I've been just taking around the neighborhood just to kind of get a feel for everything. The car did lower itself when I put these on, because even though they're an 18, I went from a super thick 17 with a 40 to an 18 with the 35 stretch, which is the equivalent to like a 25. So it lowered about a ½ inch all around, and the rear was literally like, the subframe was probably like a finger off the ground. It was pretty low. So I actually went and raised the whole car. I didn't touch the front too much, but I mostly raised the rear of it about 1/4 of an inch so it doesn't have a weird rake to it. But one way I knew it was really low, so if you also see on Instagram, I actually bought this lip. Now I mounted it, but you can already like start to see there's some scrape marks right here. I've literally already ripped this lip off 3 times.
Bro, you ripped it off!
Even though that driveway is pretty steep, the lip sits literally a finger off the floor. It used to sit about 2 to 3 before, now it's sitting about 1, and that just shows how much lower the car sits overall. But so besides getting the new lip and the wheels put on, what I now need to do is I need to try to get this 5mm slip-on spacer on this side that was this flush. And then the front fitment will be done. And then I also picked up some new quick releases, which I'll be showing you guys in a minute. Now, if you're wondering for the rear is just no spacers or anything. The reason is because, as I mentioned, my rears are unrolled, so I cannot add any spacers or anything since it's already so tight until I get them rolled. Now, I'm looking to do a tight tuck, so I'll probably do 20mm back here as well, and then have it really tight and all that. You can kind of already see I can barely fit my finger right here. Like, that's how close it's cutting it with these wheels. So, as I said, I need to get them rolled, which I should have someone coming here to actually roll them in maybe the next couple weeks. So I got the 5mm slip-on spacer. Now I'm just gonna slip it right over the hub of the 20. I did it on the driver's side, but for some reason on the passenger side I couldn't get to sit flush. I'm pretty sure I was putting it on wrong. So I'm just gonna take off the wheel with it on the jack and just kind of mess around with it, and hopefully I can get to sit flush. If I can, that'll be great, and this fitment should look a lot more like this one. Which, I don't know about you, but to me, that's pretty good fitment, especially for really unrolled or unpulled fenders. Stretch is literally perfect. It's about a finger on each side. It's a pretty decent stretch for some stock wheels. I'm really happy with it. So as I said, this is a 20mm hub-centric bolt-on spacer, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a slip-on 5mm. Now I don't recommend this, but because I don't drive the car, it really isn't a big deal. This is exactly why you shouldn't run slip-ons on bolt-ons. I put this spacer on right on top of the 20mm, and it literally, like, I just took off the wheel because the other side wasn't fitting. Like, seriously, like, it literally crumbled into a bunch of pieces. Like, bruh, that's crazy. I mean, I kind of knew that this was super sketch when I was putting a slip-on on a bolt-on spacer, but I didn't think it would do with anything like that. I just thought, I don't know, I just thought like the wheel wouldn't be as secure. I didn't think he would actually break. So I guess that means what I'm actually gonna do is, since that was a 5mm and that was a 20, I'm just gonna order 25mm and put those on instead. That way I can have the same fitment all around without being as sketch. Dude, that is crazy that this like just broke in half. I questioned my wheel would have like fell off or something. That would have been crazy, but alright, so what I'm gonna do is now, just for the fronts, I'm just gonna run the 20mm, and then I'm gonna go on Amazon to buy 25mm size. It's not as sketchy. I mean, I knew like this was super sketchy to run two spacers on top of each other, and especially a bolt on and then a slip on, but I didn't think it was this sketchy. So yeah, so I'm just gonna put the wheels back on, and then I have my friend coming over with his 240 that he has fixed, and then I think we might go get some rollers of this thing if the wheel don't fall off. We got both the wheels put on. Now let's load on the jack, get this good fitment. It's not really that good, but I mean, it's pretty decent for stock wheels, but it's not as aggressive, obviously, without the other spacers. I want it. Like you can see, like this side went from like really good to like super sunken, so it's whatever. But I'm gonna order new spacers, probably have them here in the next couple days, and then that way we can throw them on. I also bought some quick releases for my front bumper. All right, so this is pretty much how it works. So you have this, and this will bolt right into your chassis or whatever, and then this will go onto the bumper, and so that's the clip for the bumper. Now this will go, and this pin will go right into the little clip, just like that. And then to let go, there's a button right here in the middle. So as I said, I got these for the front bumper. I'm not sure how exactly I'm gonna mount them. I might not even mount them today. I'm gonna look over my fenders and my bumper and just see where exactly I could mount them and all that, and then maybe I'll attempt that today. And it is literally raining the second I wash my car. Like the hose is still out and my bucket's out. Like it's literally raining the second I decide, hey, I want a clean car, let's wash the car today, and it rains. All right, I got the fender, I got the fitment to be just slightly better. It's more of just a flush now instead of like a hard poke. If you're wondering how I did it, we're just gonna keep that a secret. Yeah, so I got both sides to fit a lot better. I'm gonna now look over the bumper and the fender situation for the quick releases, and then if I feel like doing them today, I'll probably throw them on, but if not, I'll probably just finish cleaning up the car, and then maybe we'll go get rollers even if it's still raining. All right, we got Tom's car in the garage, my car's over there. Tom's driving my car, so now we're gonna go get some rollers in my car.